Tash and Mon, I know you agree this is by far the best day of the year. Pat Cummins is back in charge as the Aussies chase an Ashes whitewash at the MCG. Seven cricket commentator Alison Mitchell is there for us and joins us now for Sports Talk. Alison, the famous Boxing Day test, there's no other day like it. It begins today in front of a near-capacity crowd. After almost a year of Melbourne being starved of major sport, there's just a great energy about it today, isn't there?
Morning, Barrett. Yeah, it's so exciting to know that we're going to have, I think, around about 70,000 are expected here at the G. So, yes, the MCG hasn't had a crowd like that for some time because of COVID. Even last year, there were restrictions when India played here. So already, even though the members are only just starting to filter in and arrive, you can sense this huge anticipation because Australia 2-0 up have a brilliant opportunity, as you said, to make it 3-0 and just continue this emphatic start they've had to the series.
Alison, let's talk about those Aussies. They've made one of the biggest selection shocks in decades. Fast bowler Scott Boland to make his test debut today, a Christmas gift of a lifetime for him.
It's fabulous news for Scott Boland, and he's a Victorian, so it's his home ground. That's factored into the Australians' thinking, and yet they weren't necessarily expecting to bring him in at this stage. They said they've been earmarking him, but Jai Richardson pulled up with a little bit of a niggle after the last Test match. So despite him taking a fifer in Adelaide, he drops out. Michael Neese, we always expected, would drop out for the returning Pat Cummins, but it's a huge opportunity and a significant one for Boland as well, and for Australian cricket, because of course he's the second Indigenous man to play Test cricket after Jason Gillespie. So there's that element to it as well, but huge opportunity. And he's had a really good record at the MCG in domestic cricket as well, not least since the last Ashes series over here when the pitch has had a little bit of work on it. He's had a great record, and I think and took 8 wickets in a domestic game here in the Sheffield Shield earlier this season. So yeah, a huge day for him. All
right, now Alison, we want your special insight into the English team. Some sweeping changes, bid to keep that campaign alive. None of the changes were due to injury. Is there a slight bit of hitting the panic button here?
Well, you know, they had quite an honest and frank team meeting after the Adelaide Test match, not unlike what the Australians went through when Ben Stokes took them apart at Headingley in 2019. But they sat down immediately after the game, which is really unusual. Even the players themselves have said they were quite sort of surprised by the manner in which that meeting took place. But, you know, they needed to have some honest discussions. And Joe Root was very open when asked directly about the bowling at the Adelaide Test match. But it's the batting, really, which is not a new problem for England. It's been a problem for some time. We know that Joe Root has been dominant over the last year, but the top 6 has been a problem for England for a couple of years now. So, yeah, they need to turn things around. They've got Zach Crawley in at the top in place of Rory Burns, but I mean, even Zach Crawley lost his place earlier in the year. He had a really strong start to his Test career, double 100 against Pakistan, but then averaged 11 in the Test matches after that. And the issue is for the batters coming in that they haven't had much cricket themselves. Johnny Bairstow is coming into the middle order in place of Ollie Pope, and yet because of the schedule, because of COVID, they're coming in on the back of, well, one inter-squad warm-up game and then a month in the nets. So they're changing the bowling as well. A bit of pace from Mark Wood should help the England attack because they need that extra injection of zip. And then Jack Leach returns, and we remember how he was taken apart at Brisbane. So yeah, 4 changes for England, but they need to score big first innings runs. Makes it very difficult for the bowlers to come in if there's no scoreboard pressure.